Hello, City of Heroes and City of Villains fans. Guess it's who it is again. Just checking on my sources and sounds and making sure things are recording correctly. Looks like things are looking good. So, I don't know. I've been fooling around with the Oh, just a second, getting a voice thing here. Let me make sure that doesn't happen, as that would be annoying. There we go. We want to echo of our voice. Um, I redid my mastermind build for my empathy mastermind here. Um, Seen this guy before. It's empath, empathizer nexus. I didn't learn how to talk. Um, but yeah, I wanted to redo him. Some of the pets here, and I'm kind of satisfied with him. I took him on like a crazy uh, a +5, and it was nuts. I just wanted to trust him out to see if he's okay. Um, Thug's empathy is probably of the mastermind sets is one of the least I don't know, least meta. Probably not one of the strongest. You're much better off with something like Marine. I'll tell you right now, Marine just rocks on Masterminds. He has everything Masterminds want. Um, but this is something little tune I've been playing around for a while. So I revamped him a little bit. I changed some things around procs and after doing some research, some procs and stuff. So this is kind of sliding now. So he's got all of the mastermind buff procs. So those are the procs that give like resistance bonuses and defense bonuses. He's got all that going on. Some chance for lethal damage, chance for negative damage here. Just some stuff to go on and make him look make things look a little better. Build up proc there. So kind of optimize the mastermind build there. Still like the standard load. This will work. Sympathy loadout pretty much works on all empathy. You can pretty much slot any empathy character exactly these slots, and you're gonna have a really strong empathy. Plenty of things going on to boost your heals. Plenty of things going on to boost recovery from others. A little defense here, fortitude. You have a pretty good build there. So that's kind of what. There's nothing really super fancy here. Most of you who play the game recognize these sets. The good old faithful Doctor Doom set that I think is so underrated. Preemptive optimization, Luck the Gambler, Dr. Wounds again, and of course the heal aura, the main heal on preventative medicine. That's good. Any AoE heal, you put preventative medicine in it. Just put it in there. It just helps out a lot. That absorb proc is great. Procs on everybody it hits. It's really a beautiful set to put in that. My stand at the same old sliding that I always do for. Let me just catalyze that. I haven't catalyzed it yet. The same old sliding that I always do. Miracle recovery in health, or the Numina in health. 3 slots of efficacy adapter. A standard sliding that I particularly do here. Steadfast protection. The resistance, defense, resistance, and endurance, and can't think right now. Gladiator's armor, teleportation protection. I don't This is a little different, but in Weave I put in 3 shield walls plus the teleportation protection and more of that, plus more resistance to all. Um, Maneuvers 3 of the Red Fortune set, nice cheap set. Gives good bonuses when you use all of it, but getting some more of that smashing lethal is nice. Resistance, tactics, 3 slots of just the targeting. Nothing fancy there. Provoke, something a little bit new. I took the provoke on him because I wanted to try something out with him, and it's working. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. And then reactive defenses and enabled operations. I tend to do that with Scorpion Shield. And after learning that from another player, I have stuck to my guns in doing that. I just realized though that I hadn't catalyzed the full set. I got some extra catalyst back here, so just gotta. There we go. Change the perspective here and dash back here and grab it. I think I keep them here. Yeah, I just store things as they drop, so that I have these later. This will probably make things work a little bit better here. You gotta have all these catalyzed in order for to get the full set bonuses. So that should be good. Make sure I've done it for other things too. Anything really crazy unique that I did here was there's knockback protection, Karma knockback protection in upgrade equipment. You can now slot almost, I think now all the Mastermind sets you can slot a defense or resistance bonuses depending on what the upgrade does and the upgrade powers. That's really useful. There's been other stuff they've done not taking a lot of great good advantage of, but that's good. Um, Gang War is just gonna be a mule for our for some things here: defense bonus, resistance bonus, and resistance another resistance aura. Sorry, aura, not bonus. And then I just got some recharge and some damage here, so it's not completely useless. Gang War just it's great. It's good to have it up. It's lots and lots of extra damage. But I kind of went for something different this time around rather than normally I would slot a whole bunch of expedient reinforcement, but I went for something a little bit different because I want to toughen up the pets. So the nice thing now that pets also not only benefit from the special global procs you can, not, I guess you wouldn't call them procs, but from the global special enhancements that give them extra defense and extra resistance, they also share their set bonuses that their mastermind has. So he shares the set bonus of the pet. I think that always should have been a thing. I remember thinking that should have been a thing a long time ago, even before their homecoming existed. Like, why can't pets benefit from the sets? They're a valuable part. They are the mastermind. They're not just a part of the mastermind. That's what you can see here. Thanks to all of that, the Bruiser's sitting at almost 70% smashing lethal resistance, and lots of good, healthy. I mean, this would be good. I would consider this good on a little brute that I was playing. Not not perfect, not great, not excellent, but respectable. The respectable amount of resistance is just about everything in the game, including psionic resistance, which is hard to get. Um, and he's getting that psionic resistance from that 40% psionic resistance is coming from all these neat little bonuses he's getting from the mastermind, plus the sovereign right, the expedient reinforcement, and superior micro supremacy. So he's getting some decent, and those are slightly nerfed too. He's getting some decent bonuses there, and toxic resistance as well. So, yeah, so he's got resistance to just about everything. Um, Defense again, decent levels of defense. Thank goodness for the little bonuses we're getting. Those little bitty numbers don't look like much, but when you start 5 or 6 of them in a row, or in this case, like several in a row on top of other things going on, you can have lots of defense. Really good range defense, 25% above range defense ain't bad. Melee defense is great. He's mostly in melee, so that's good. AoE defenses, smashing defense, lethal defense. A good, decent, respectable amount of defense. Later on, decent, respectable amount of damage resistance. What's gonna suck is that, and we're kind of the weaknesses of empathy. Empathy doesn't provide much in the way other than heals. Empathy is a heal machine. A green heal machine is what empathy is. But it doesn't do a lot to mitigate damage. Not a lot. There's no control really in empathy. There's no debuff resistance. There's a little bit of added defense in fortitude, and there's some status protection in clear mind and some boost to perception. But empathy alone, if empathy is alone on a team or empathy alone on a mastermind, it's going to. Um, oh, hey there! I just see TV viewers on there. It says that that's a budget brute. Kind of. I agree. I agree, dude. Um, and I think empathy teamed with an empathy player, whether it's a controller, mastermind, or defender, teamed with some another teammate like a corruptor, defender, or another mastermind that's got some type of defense or resistance shielding. That's a damn good team. The two of them together in a team, that team's going to do quite well. But empathy, kind of by itself, this is where I think a lot of people complain about it, is it doesn't have a lot of things to mitigate damage and stop debuffs. It suffers a little bit with that. So that'll probably be our biggest deal. I want to make sure I'm not anything crazy. We'll do plus 4 times 6. Let me get to who will die arc started. And that should be good enough. There's just 3 little missions worth about 20 merits at the end. So let's give it a shot. So react to the mission list. I believe it's in this rank here. There it is. Um, this guy's evil. He's a pure villain, so we're doing the villain side version, which is the same as the hero side version. I'm gonna buff us down a little bit. That's alright. The pets all vanish because of the level change. That's normal. Forces you to it forces you from having level 50 pets in content that they are not that they are well above. So you don't end up these super buffed pets. So I get why that's a thing. I don't have to like it, but I get it. You have to resummon. Let's see here. I'm gonna toss this out. Shouldn't take that long. Be a nice, fun little adventure. Uh, he doesn't have a travel power. Went the travel power since he's kind of like a baby. He's gonna be the tank for his team. He's gonna do a lot of provoking to get things to hit him. You'll see how that works in a minute. Um, if you keep the damage incoming to the MM, especially in this kind of build where you don't have a lot of defense and stuff to pass out, bodyguard mode will mitigate tons and tons of damage for your mastermind. Um, in and of itself. So we're kind of using how a mastermind works as kind of our protection here. I am going to try Willie's luck through here. I'm going to pass out a fortitude. I'll pass out some clear mind. Pets are so much better, more better behaved. You can see they're doing pretty good here. And we're going to do this some other area buffs here. Recovery aura and such. The mastermind's just going to keep taunting and passing out buffs. Taunt kind of works like a control. As I learned from APOC, a player I game with, the taunt reduces the range of whoever you taunt, or the group that you taunt. And so they have to come in to hit you. So it's kind of like a mini control. Like they've got to get in here. They're going to get in, get close, and punch you in the face. And they're coming towards the mastermind, right? So the mastermind is in effect, because of the boost he's getting from bodyguard mode, has a lot more hit points in actuality than it says he has when you look at it. Your pets effectively become little hit point pockets for you. And it doesn't show it anywhere in your stats, so a lot of people don't understand that it's happening. But you see, the mastermind, my health bar is hardly moving with all the heals I'm casting off myself. And bodyguard mode making me kind of tough. Like, I'm gonna give here. Sorry, I'm trying to like talk, and you can see that the way that I have what do you call that power again? The way that I've got gang war slotted, it comes up pretty frequently enough to be useful and helpful. It's not quite perma, but you don't really need it to be. And the pets are doing pretty good. So this guy's kind of like a little mini tank. Be really cool if he was playing with another tank or with a really strong scrap or a brute. You could probably stick with them and just be taunting things into the death field. See, they're gonna want to come in and hit you. When you taunt them, they don't want to stay at range as much. They want to come in and punch you. Now the bad part is I don't have much in the way of status protection, which at times can be a problem. And I'm kind of being chaotic here. I'm not being real strategic. I'm just taunting things into my pet's death fields. Trying to make sure the pets don't die. My little firebug pet is dropping fire patches left and right. Doing a pretty good job. Now, if you just wanted to run this for a quick 20 merits, you could just set this at a really low setting, like -1, 0, and stealth through most of it, and get to the end and just grab your 20 merits really fast. Which sometimes I do. This is one of the easier ones to get those. But it's only worth 20 merits the first time you run it. I'm not sure what the cooldown is on it. I think you have to wait till the next day or something. I think you can only run it once a day for 20 merits. But you could alternate characters, alternate different cartoons that you built and do it. Yeah, I agree. TV viewers saying, that Imp could definitely use some stuff. I always thought it would be great if the empathy heal, he, if the empathy resurrection would res the whole team, like all dead teammates within your vicinity. I mean, we're talking empathy, right? It's supposed to be the king of healing. Plus, I just think like things like fortitude. I think this should just be. They should give it the same treatment they gave force field, and you one click, and everybody in the team gets the fortitude. You know, including you. I think that would be nice. That was a really nice change that they made to force field, and I think Sonic a way back. You used to have to buff one person at a time with force field and Sonic, and that was such a pain. So they've kind of so the Rulu Shin have caused havoc in here. They've killed some Midnighters and raided the Midnighter special secret hideout. So we're popping in there. Yeah, tier 4 barrier is better, but tier 4 barrier is not available at all levels. But yeah, we have a running joke with some people I play with about tier 4 barrier. That was one of my complaints about, and I'm okay with getting knocked about, even though I've got some knockback protection. It's I need more. I might relook at the build and figure out how I can get squeak a little more knockback protection into it. It doesn't really bother me that much. It's pets because the pets tend to clog around me and keep me kind of safe at times. But yeah, empathy should get a revamp. I think it's kind of a shame that incarnate abilities, especially Destiny, completely outshines a whole power set. That being many of the healing power sets are just outshined by what exists in the good old incarnates, which incarnates are off now because I'm below level. But the Destiny, you can give a whole team mass protection, so Clarion's better than having clear mind, and that shouldn't be a thing. I mean, I guess the negative is it's not available at all levels. It's only available post 50, but still. If Clarion exists, why can't Empathy Set just be revamped to do some of the things that already exist? Yeah, the hover does work. He's saying, but I made some choices. This is a very tight build and it's hungry for slots. So one of the choices I made is there's no travel power because I want to get that provoke in there for a variety of reasons. Provoke is what keeps this from falling apart. I've tried Empathy Mastermind in various shapes and forms because it's important for him to stay in bodyguard mode in order to live and not die because he doesn't have defensive shields. He doesn't have any way to mitigate or control. There's not Thugs don't do a lot of control either. It's important. Provoke is kind of what keeps this going, and I went with that, and I wanted to have Tough and Weave in there so that he doesn't fall apart. So it was a choice. I went without a travel power, and I went without knockback protection for that reason. Um, Knockback protection doesn't help much if you're dead. There might be other ways to do it, but that was kind of the choice I made. He's fairly tanky this way. Oh, wait, sorry. I gotta talk to the Midnighters. Midnighters are pissed. They're like, what the hell are you doing here? They just kind of told me off because I'm a bad guy. I'm there to steal some stuff. All right, that was mission number one. There are two more. You got to return the contact. It might be fun one day to do a couple of these in a row with some people for fun. It's kind of like a mini TF. I thought about that. All right, so Vladimir here is Merc, and he's teamed up with me. We're gonna do some naughty stuff and steal some things that don't belong to us. All right, so we're gonna go, and now we're gonna go to the Rulu Shin meeting and mess these guys up. And they've interfered in our thieving. How dare they? Yeah, it. He is kind of a baby regen tanker with in bodyguard mode. Um, One of the functions of masterminds I think people sometimes sleep on is how good bodyguard mode is, and you can kind of off tank if you know what you're doing with it. Personally, I think all the mastermind attacks should have a provoked taunt built into them. That would make it a lot easier. Um, I could fight all these banished pantheon stuff out here. Hey, they weren't level 40. For those of you who knows what I'm talking about, you look at the last TF that I did as a team with some of the FAFO guys. But I'm going to kind of fly over there because I don't really want to fight all those right there. And I just want to get over here to where there's Rulu Shinar. And, oh, the pets were not in range. Well, what happened is I got over here, my pets were not in range with me, so I didn't have bodyguard mode, so I just got slaughtered. So I'm gonna come back here and probably go somewhere where I can summon the pets. For some reason they didn't follow. They got stuck on the map, I guess, and they couldn't get to where I was fast enough. So I just got completely wrecked. Because masterminds don't have much hit points. And so they're very, very weak if they don't have their pets around them to give them bodyguard mode. So that kind of sucked. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I got a mission transporter. We're going to do that real fast to get over there. What I might do is I might sneak over back somewhere. I should have just fought through, but that's okay. I might either I'll fight through or I'll sneak over and back and summon the pets close to me and then take on those Rulushen. They look like there was a couple places where they were not there, where they wouldn't see me either. So we'll try that. If that doesn't work and I get slaughtered again, I'll just fight my way through. I just didn't feel like dealing with all. Well, you know what? Let's just fight our way through instead of risking all that again. That's just gonna be a pain in the butt if I don't do it right. I don't feel like having to come back and do all this resummoning and buffing again. So we're just gonna fight our way through. Make sure get all this stuff on here, and we're gonna buff our pets up. Yeah, if this was these buffs for AOE, it would just be so much easier. Just one click, everybody gets it. I mean, Clarion at level 40, I usually just use Clarion instead of dapping up doing a Clear Mind. Except Clear Mind does have some extra stuff that it does, so it does give them more perception, which helps them hit things better. We're gonna buff them up here, cover you over this and that. We're gonna give them a little boost here. All right, we're gonna make sure they're following us in defensive mode, and I'm gonna taunt these guys here. You guys suck. In they come. So on this guy, since he doesn't has little in the way of mess protection, the other thing about empathy is it doesn't buff the caster much. And the more modern sets benefit the caster as much as they do teammates, which I think was a complete change in design philosophy when they created the game. Complete different way of looking at designing the sets. The fire patches you're seeing are mine, so I'm not Gonna catch on fire, stay on fire patches. And then sometimes I just kind of taunt them into the fire patches. So they can run in to try to hit me, and then they end up in the fire patch. And you can see the procs are going off kind of frequently too that the pets have. Yeah, they're handling these guys just fine. It's just more of a slog. I'm gonna pass this buff out to. Yeah, those won't be that bad. I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to do it the old-fashioned way. That's okay. There's all kinds of ways to build a mastermind. You can build and take the attacks and stuff, but I think sometimes the attacks are a noob trap because masterminds are just so slot hungry. They're very, very slot hungry. They need more slots than what they have too, in my opinion. All right, we're gonna come up this way. Oh, stuck in the geometry there. Alrighty, hop over this. Okay, we're just gonna fire our way through. There's Shenner up there that we need to get hold of, so we'll just fire our way through. A little gang war here might help out. Let's get that going. The other thing I noticed by using provoke is it kind of keeps my pets from spreading out because I'm provoking in. Like for example, let's see if I can get this guy here taunted. I'm provoking in the enemies to come to hit me. I think the brute pet here has his own taunt. So that sometimes is a pain in the butt, but for the most part, I'm provoking things in to attack us. My pets have knockback protection though, which is good because I have a knockback protection proc in them. My ninja's time would be just myrtleizing this. Like they're doing a decent job. Their damage is not half bad, but that ninja's time would just be slaughtering through these enemies. They would just be just wrecking because of all the debuffs, all the DPS ninjas do, all the control that's in time as well. Ninjas have control abilities as well, and just all the DPS. They would just be eating this alive. Mercs would eat this alive too. Mercs Marine would just devour this. They're a little slower in killing. Okay, I'm keeping them with me. Oh, I thought he was dead. Oh, he's got one more little bits of hit points, huh? The pets are not aggro. I wonder why they're not aggroing on him. Oh, there they go. They just wanted him to get full of self confidence and head up there. Hold on, my looks like one of my. There we go. Something got a little bit off there with that. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I can get up there without having to fight this next mob. I don't think there is. Whenever I do that, it's a disaster. So we're just gonna fight him. No use in trying to be fancy and get around it. I'm gonna pass out some protection here. Keep them from flip flopping like fish. Right now, I'm just concentrating on passing out buffs, keeping my team buffed, as it were. I'm not sure what's happening to that guy down there, but he is really attracting some attention. I'll try to get down here and heal him. Not sure what's going on, but whatever he's doing, it's probably all the AoE fire patches he's dropping. They are not loving him. Yeah, they're not doing too badly. These again are plus 4 and 3 mobs to them, so the pets are doing really good. They're just not this. This combination is just not the most damaging. It's probably one of the weaker combinations. But I still like to play it anyway, just to show off what masterminds are capable of. Even the quote unquote weak combos aren't as weak as you think. They're capable of a lot. This is still pretty darn good. I've just gotten spoiled. I think a lot of us have gotten spoiled. Let me make sure they're with me this time. Oh, I'm a couple of lucks, because these guys are just wrecking me last time. We're going to do a gang war. We're going to spam some healing. Pass out some buffs. If you like doing buffing a lot, Empathy Mastermind is fun because you will do a lot of buffing. And they are, these Ruler Shin are not happy. With the Incarnates running, this is a pretty nifty build too. The Incarnates really make a difference on it. Once we get inside, it's a pretty quick mission. This would be a lot faster if I didn't have it cranked up to this. Like if I had it cranked to something stupidly low, you could just run right through, eradicate these guys, and then jump right in. But I want to make it a little bit challenging. I'm gonna taunt them. And see, I'm not really chasing mobs, and I'm not really having to worry too much about pet control because of all the taunting I'm doing. It's pulling things in. It's pulling things into me. And when the mobs run into me, the pets follow the mobs, so they come right back. Except this pet is the little nattering creatures. I hate those things. They've gone buck wild. It's running off, but it'll come back. I'm not gonna worry about it. In Gang War, while not quite perma, is up frequently enough to be useful. I am going to spam back to make my brute not follow that. I don't really feel like aggroing that other mob. Not because I don't think I can handle it, but because I really don't want to deal with that other mob getting aggroed. There we go. Good job. In we go. If I was like at 52 or something like that, that'd be a lot easier. But I'm stupid. I like to do things easy. So in we go into the nasty, creepy crypt. That's pretty. This game's got still. This game's like 20 years old. Look at that. And its design still holds up, man. All right. Good night, TV viewer. Yeah, this it still holds up. 20 years old. Art still holds up. I'm just gonna let these guys come and get me. No, the pets are not fighting. Fight, pets. That's interesting. I think they're bugging out. This happens sometimes. It's really frustrating. There we go. Sometimes when you're in bodyguard mode, the pets don't attack. when you're getting hit, the mode's still active though. You see your hit points don't go down or anything. You still hang in there pretty healthily. But got that happening. This can be a very quickly stealthed mission, but I'm doing it the hard way. Oh, I hate those bull nattering things. Almost to the last mission though. This is very quick. Even with fighting these little guys here, I'm gonna let them finish him off. I'm gonna just go up here and I just open the chest because the pets stop attacking again. There they go. It's really annoying when that happens. All right, not that bad. We got one more chest to get to. Got one more chest to get to. We're gonna taunt these Rilaro here. Notice how the mobs are clumping around me, which keeps the pets clumped around me. So it works out quite well. A lot of fire here, but that's us. That's our own fire patch there. I'm gonna pass out some damage buffs. Help out a little bit. These guys got a lot. The forces have a lot of procs in them, so the damage buffs I just passed out. You're seeing all the procs going off right now. So that's all those orange numbers you're looking at. But considering that these guys are +4 to me and the pets, is not bad. They're doing really good. They're doing really good. And I'm just pulling them back in with my taunts. Honestly, robots empathy might be really good. I just not thought about that since robots have built in a shielding that they give. Maybe even demons and empathy, since demons have resistance shields they pass out. But empathy is one of the sets that people kind of like frown on for masterminds. It's not as good as they think it should be. Oh, great. This is a random mob here. We're going to get them here as well. Sorry, concentrating here because I've got a little bit of a horrible mob attack coming on me. That taunt keeps those mobs right on top of me. They're just surrounding me, which is good because that solves a problem that sometimes happens with the pets running all over the place. Pets are going to run all over the place because all the mobs are coming in to hit me in the face, which isn't, which not a bad thing. And again, these are plus fours times six. I didn't do times eight because I don't want to be here all night. I will say this too. Mastermind empathy on masterminds is very clicky. You are clicking constantly, and that is another complaint people have about it. It's a little too clicky. It's hard to cost. Like if I had attacks, I'd never have. I didn't bother taking them. I would never have time to fire them. I'd be way too busy. That's why. Nice job, pets. That's why the taunt is on auto fire, not the heal. To be quite honest with you, because I don't have time to fire it off. I just let it go off. I'd rather, and because the pets are kind of tough with their set bonuses, I'd have that, rather have the taunt on auto fire. Sorry, I was thinking and trying to not die at the same time, which happens. But pets are doing a not bad job. I mean, this guy, when he has fortitude on him, probably has crazy amounts of defense. I never actually looked. Let's find out. Oh shoot! I just missed him by accident. Well, that could probably result in death. Let's fix that. The nice thing about with how they buffed masterminds is it's not so hard to resummon as it used to be. Resummons are recharge rather quickly and don't take as much endurance as they used to. Let's see here, combat attributes. Oh, his defenses, yeah. Fortitude's giving him about 17, almost 18% more defense. So that's topping him off quite nicely considering he's got oodles of resistance that he had. To be honest, pain is probably a better set than empathy. Pain is like empathy fixed in a lot of ways. Not a lot of not a lot of not a lot of single target buffing, a lot of AoE buffing, as well as a lot of almost every single power also benefits the caster. I'm gonna get this runner when I get him to come back. Here he comes. The nice thing about that taunt, it brings the runners right on back. And he ran right, and I'm gonna keep him taunted right in that fire patch. There you go. Alrighty. If I didn't have the procs and stuff slotted in the pets and the pets slotted as I got them, this would be even more horrible. But since they've got the procs in there and procs do so much to the extra for their damage, this is not nearly as bad as it used to be, or that it could be. Good job. Good job, pets. I'm gonna just pass out some buffs so that we're not gonna be too all that off when we get in here. Because I believe there's a not so nice. Don't think it's an ambush, but there's a not so nice boss up here. After we get this last stuff here done. Now I gotta remember how to answer these questions correctly so we don't have to fight an ambush. Let's hope I get it right. You stand before an inner sanctum. Answer the questions to prove your worth. The floating watchers, the lithe wisp, the powerful brutes, all important, all of the cause. One is more important than the other. What is it? I believe it's the floating watcher. Hortavines, core fruit, echoes, all important to Rularu. One serves more, one attracts more. Which one attracts more? I believe it's the core fruit. The Storm Palace, Chantry Archipelago. Two belong to Rularu. One is home to a monster separate from Rularu. Where does the monster live? I believe it's the Storm Palace. Ah, I did that completely from memory. And I just remember thinking about playing the game and stuff you learn while you're playing the game. That's kind of crazy. I did it though. I am pleased and surprised with myself because I am not known for having a great memory. Ask anybody that has known me, lived with me, or dated me. Horrible memory. Everybody knows, like, oh god, I forget birthdays, anniversaries. I've forgotten holidays. I've forgotten it was like Easter or Christmas before, and I'm not lying. Because I just don't pay attention to stuff like that. Hello, neurodiversity. Alright. This is a hard fight. Not because of that guy, but because of this guy. Where's the boss? Well, they're all going to come in and hit us anyway, so we guys will just have some fun. And so I just taunted them to us. Forgot to mention that Clear Mind does stack. So that has an advantage in some ways over the Incarnate Clarion. It's so obnoxious that there's times when I wish I could just automate the buffing for empathy. Like I wish I could just have it just I could just click a macro and just have it pass out Clear Mind for me without me having to worry about it. Push the macro and just let it automatically cast Clear Mind on everybody. But I really like. I don't know where the boss is in here, but he's in here somewhere. He's kind of a nasty boss. I don't know if the pets like offed him already or not. Brute's over there kind of doing his own thing, which is sometimes annoying. I want to see if I can get him to come back over here. Yeah, he got himself killed over there, so we need to resummon him. And a couple of the pets bought it, so I need to pull them back to you. Here we go. But look how easy that was. The Mastermind changes are really amazing. Before, that would have been an ordeal. That would have been the end of it. I'd have been ready to die. And I'm trying to keep everything huddled around here. The Brute died last time because he kind of ran off on his own a little bit. And Gang War is coming up frequently enough to be incredibly useful. Not quite perma, but good enough. Some route that people go with empathy, no matter what tune they're playing on it, is having empathy on a high recharge tune. That is quite powerful because your buffs recharge so quickly at that point. And again, I'm going to pull all the pets over to me. Get over here with me. Stay with me. Don't run all over the place. The pet that has the most tendency to run all over is the brute because he's melee and he wants to go punch things in the face really bad. There's that Rularu boss. That's probably what killed the pet. That's probably what killed the brute. He's running back over here. Let's see if I can get him come here and play with us. Pets and stay so that they'll stay here and not run all over. And get that boss to come back and. Oh, there's two of them, I believe. Might be two Rularu bosses. There are two bosses in that group. That's not happened to me before. That explains some of it. Getting a little bit harder to kill. Another reason why pain is kind of, I think, superior to empathy, and it's a set people don't play a lot, but it's really quite good, is it's got resistance debuffs in it. And an AoE damage resistance cast that also affects the caster. So that's kind of nice too. So, so you're able to buff your team's damage resistance as well as debuff the damage resistance of enemies you're fighting. Pain thugs would probably be pretty nasty. And not having a significant source of debuffs really hurts this build. It makes the killing a lot slower. But I kind of made this one just to show people that masterminds of any combination are still really powerful. Some just kill faster than others. Right, so this is going to be the last mission. I might cheat and stealth it because I'm getting a little tired. I think actually I might. So what I'm going to do here, because the last mission is a little stealth. You can stealth it a little bit. I don't have stealth on this character though. Well, let's just see what happens here. Where's the team transporter? I'm not on a team right now, but I'm lazy. Don't feel like traveling. Trying to figure out how to make the last mission a little faster. Because that one will take forever if we do it the old-fashioned way. I could do it the old-fashioned way. Um, Basically, we're gonna trigger as soon as we go in here. We're gonna trigger trouble for ourselves. So we're gonna get huge mobs of PPD. They're gonna want to beat our butts. Oh, luckily we didn't. We didn't trigger the ambush. These guys. So the Rogaus police are not really a difficult mob to fight. They're rather easy to deal with. Lucky we didn't get a huge ambush of them. I think there's a trigger point on the map somewhere that if you hit it, hold on, it will trigger a huge ambush. I don't want the pets running all over the map because I don't want them triggering that ambush. Because I don't want to deal with it. Alright. Now we have everybody attack this for me. Sometimes the pets want to attack objects. It's really frustrating. So if I put them right in front of it. There they go. Sometimes for whatever reason they don't see objects. I, why I'm taunting the door, but it's kind of funny. I should have taken some temp attack powers too. That would have helped with this, but that's alright. Alright. Oh no, it's a beholder. No, no, sir, no, sentry. These things are totally D&D beholders. You will never convince me otherwise. They're anything else. I don't care what anybody says. These are D&D beholders. Wow, they're making short work of that thing. He must not have a lot of. He must not have a lot of resistance. What's nice about Gang War too is he would have flown out of that door and ran all over the place, but because Gang War is clogging up, it's totally a beholder. Crap, did he get away? Oh, we killed it. Okay, attack the Rulushin hideout. So we found out where the hideout is. Hopefully we don't have to deal with a big ambush. We don't. We did not trigger the ambush, thank goodness. So that made this a whole lot easier. Alright. And we're gonna take the elevator. Alright, so it's such a pain to fight these guys, but we're gonna have to do it. I'm kind of regretting I put the settings up high now. Just because it makes it such a slog. I'm really surprised though. They made quite short work out of that beholder slash it's a beholder. I don't care what anybody says. And you know what I'm talking about? It's like beholders from D&D. It's totally a beholder. And another thing with empathy is you really gotta babysit the pets with empathy. It's a lot of pet babysitting. And like force field is the exact opposite. Force field's just like fire and forget. Especially bots force field or ninjas force field, believe it or not, which is another really good build that you don't see a lot of ninjas force field. That's really actually quite good. So is ninjas dark. Ninja's dark because of all the hit debuffs the pets toss out. I'm not sorry, Ninja's dark because yeah, the hit debuffs from the pet in dark and the hit debuffs inherent in dark set quite well for ninjas high defense. But ninjas plus force field, they're just great. They're just like melee pets though, and then if they get hit with a lot of defense debuffs, it kind of falls apart. Robot's force field is just A class. A robot's trap is just A class. Tons and tons of defense. You don't have to do much pet babysitting. You could literally just stand in the middle of a well-built robot's dark and just sort of stand there. I wonder if I can just jump in the hole and avoid. I'm getting kind of tired. I wonder if I can just jump in here and just avoid this mess. I can, and my pets. Oh, well, the Nanarines came in after us. That's funny. Beat it up, guys. They don't seem to recognize it's there. Probably because it's not really supposed to be there. Alright. This is kind of a pain, but we'll deal with it. We'll fight our way through here. So this is stealthable. You can stealth through all these tunnels and not have to deal with these guys. I have a noisy neighbor problem. I can't wait to move. Let me just say that. Some new neighbors moved in above me. I was already contemplating moving out of the townhouse where I live. It's kind of townhouse-ish kind of apartment shape. But there's some neighbors like above me and they're just so obnoxious and loud. Don't like it. My personal problems, I know. People tune in to hear that. But they're just horrible. They make noise at all hours of the night and it's like loud noise. Right now they're upstairs dropping things on the floor. I'm always like, what are you guys dropping all the time? Like, who's the clumsy person that's always dropping stuff up there? And there's the part of me that's going, what if it's a serial killer and he's like chopping up bodies up there? Yes, I know. My neighbor's not a serial killer. You're just loud and kind of inconsiderate. What I really should do is just hug. Is just hug. Is just follow the brute. You just follow the brute and spam heals. Heals and taunts. See where that gets us. He has a tendency to run around all over the place. That wasn't bad. You guys are doing a fairly good job of, considering these are plus fours, they're doing a fairly good job of eradicating them. Oh, this guy over here needs to. Yeah, another thing is I don't have a reliable hold or immobilize. I do have immobilize at higher levels from the epic power pools, and that getting that immobilize is game changing. It really, 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 really helped. I'm gonna do that. These guys again, just sick of it. This boss, he needs to die. And not having a strong debuff. If I had a strong debuff, these bosses would just collapse. Because the pets are doing rather decent amounts of damage. But against anything that's got good resistances on it, there we go. Alright. It's a little bit harder for them. But that overseer, that big eyeball, they did not have much in the way of resistance at all. They ate right through that sucker. Alright, let's go. I'm hoping I might just spam some Lux and just run through everything. I don't think I can run right into that. I think I have to fight the fight, but we're gonna find out. Pets are healthy enough that I'm not gonna worry about them immediately dying if that turns out to be a fail. I feel like nope, nope, you can't enter that yet. Well, we'll just. Oh, this is a disaster. This is a complete mess that I can't get myself out of. You have to defeat the little gremlins and the ruler shin that are waiting here. I'll put everybody over here to me, so I know where everybody's at. I'll hit the stay to try to control my pets to keep them from wandering all over the place. I'd kill for an immobilize at all levels, like a reliable source of immobilize at all levels, or a really strong slow. We're almost done. This is Thursday. We defeat this mob here and go into the tunnel and transported to another zone, and the final boss will be there. But I know I keep saying it, but you know what? I'm going to use one of my daggers. I only got 5 uses left, though, and I kind of want to save that for the final boss, because I'm going to use one of that. I'm just tired of him. The venom daggers will kind of help make short work of him. Oh, there were several bosses in this group though, so that's probably why it's taking a little bit of time. Yeah, that see that debuff, that Envenom Dagger debuff, just makes it so much. He just falls. He's almost down. He's almost down for the count. Un- Underestimating debuffs, I think, is something a lot of us do. We don't realize how important they are. I don't need that group up there. We're not gonna worry about them. 'Cause I kind of want to finish up. All right, so we get transported to where the remains of Tommy Arcanus, the father of Numina, his ghostly remains are being used in a horrible ritual to steal power from the Hamadan, I believe. This is going to be kind of a pain, but we're going to do this. Our little pet buddies are on their way. They get a stealth debuff when they're trying to come to us. Why don't I have everybody? Where is everybody? Why am I missing pets? Where's my boss pet? Oh, here he comes. I didn't like that. So we are going to buff up. It's actually not a particularly easy fight. I'm going to give some of that to myself. And what I'm going to do, which is great where Thug's Masterminds really shine, is let me find the main boss. There, elite boss. Crap, I didn't realize he's elite boss at this level. And I'm going to spam gang war. We're just going in. We're just going in. And it's side damage from that boss too, which I hate. Luckily, Bodyguard is pretty much resistance to all, which is nice. I really have no idea what's happening. I'm just letting the pets do their thing. Hopefully this will not be a disaster of death. I'm going to craft a break free just in case there's a hold, since there's a lot of side damage here. When there's side damage, there's always a hold. One of my enforcers just bit it. Because, of course, they're far away from the healing. I'm going to try to summon everything up here. So that my critters stay close to me and don't wander all over the place and get themselves killed. We're going to buff up, which is really easy to do now. That's a little bit of a cluster F here. Lost a minion. We're going to bring him back. We need all hands on deck. But recovering from with the mastermind buffs as they've been implemented, recovering from something like this is a lot easier now than it used to be. Before that, just would have been, oh well, team wipe, I'm dead. I feel like I need to find that elite boss and taunt him. There he is. He's the one causing all the problems. I have a feeling he's been hanging out in the back, offing everybody with his side damage, which is kind of the whole my pet's damage hole is their side damage. They don't have a lot of defense or resistance to as a psi. They've got decent amounts of it considering, but not tons. And I'm going to wait till things tie down a little bit. I'm going to toss a debuff on that elite boss, and I'm going to keep him taunted and on me. That's my main goal right now. I'm just going to keep him coming back for more. And my pets are slowly whittling away at things here. But considering that's a +4 elite boss, I'm very proud of them. They've whittled away much of the other mobs. A little bit more spread out than I'd like them to be, but that's okay. Where's that lead boss hiding? Right there in my face because I'm taunting him. So that keeps him from running all over the place. Yeah, they're doing a rather bang up job here. I tend to keep the fortitude mostly on the lieutenants that I have and my boss pet, just because he does a lot of damage. The boss pet does a lot of damage. Wow, we're making short work of that elite boss. Considering all the side damage that's being tossed at us, I'm impressed. Another venom and dagger might take him out. Lost one of my enforcers, so I'm gonna grab him back because he's got tactics and maneuvers on him, and I want to make sure that we keep that on us as well. I don't want the boss to go down, and we're gonna summon a gang war again. I'm not really sure what's happening other than complete mayhem, which is the beauty of thugs. Make sure I can't remember if I buffed up or not when I summoned replacement pets. Oh, the elite boss healed. Dang it! Or there were there two of them? Crap! How did it heal? Or were there two elite bosses in that group? I don't know. I've never had it spawn elite boss before, so I think because I normally play this on really low settings. I'm gonna feed something to that guy. I thought we were almost done because he was down to almost no health at all. Where'd he go? There he is. I want to taunt him back over here because I don't want him to. I feel like I should find a choke point or something. Kind of keep everything kind of clumped together. This is absolute chaos. And I'm out of venom daggers too. That elite boss healed her right back up, so that's going to be annoying. I'm not sure where he went. I think he ran away. There he is. Well, okay, the pet's like the pet's got him back down to some. Yeah, they're doing a number on him. I want to make sure there are two. There was a couple of bosses and one elite boss, so this is a tough group. There were several bosses and an elite boss. which is crazy. I've never. I guess I don't really play this on high settings. I'd never noticed before. Never con this high. I'm really proud of my thugs pets though. My little thugs are, considering I do not play any strong debuff set. These thugs are doing a number out here. Just trying to keep everybody buffed and alive, which has been a full-time job. Empathy is highly, highly busy. I think my other empathy video, always be buffing, that's pretty much was the, when you're playing empathy, always be buffing. That's pretty much what you're going to be doing most of the time. And like, I think they may have taken out that elite boss and I didn't see it. Because I don't see him anywhere. They did. He's gone. They killed him. Holy crap. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, that's just the regular boss there. They'll make short work of him. Yeah, elite boss is gone. I think they murderized him. Which is pretty impressive considering that was a psychic damage. As much psychic damage as these guys are putting out. I'm actually really kind of impressed. I'm going to call in thugs just to make short work of this last boss. Let's see. If he goes down, we'll find out. Yeah, they took that elite boss out. I'll have to look at the video and see when they did it. But that was an elite boss, and maybe several bosses were in that group. Plus an elite boss. That was craziness. I gotta talk here to Tammy, aka Numina. Now I've got a choice. And I'm gonna be nasty since this is a pure villain. Don't make a move or else your father's skull will end up in tiny little pieces. I'm gonna crush your dad's skull where his soul is residing. Totally stolen from the Dresden Files if you ever followed that series and books. So I'm gonna bargain with her. And I'm going to. So what am I getting though? She's going to give us an artifact in exchange for her father. And I gained a temporary power. But I don't know what it is. What temporary power did I get? Oh god, I hate this guy. Darren Wade is the dweebiest villain. Ugh. The most annoying dweebiest villain that this game has ever produced. 20 years later, and I still think he's a dink. It's just a disappointing villain. Well, I know that's. I guess I've kind of spoiled the arc, but this game's 20 years old. That's Malaise right there. I like Malaise. I just don't understand why any of the other really cool villains would have anything to do with freaking Darren Wade. Follow the Who Will Die arc. Read about it. You know what I'm talking about. Just a dork. You do get to finally punch him in the face, though, which is nice. But what temporary power did I get? Numina's Grace. Self plus pets full heal. 3 uses. Ooh. So, 4 times merit rewards. It's only 5 merit rewards, but the first time you play it, you get 4 times merit rewards. So it becomes 20 merit rewards. So we'll see here. If we look and see, I should get 20 merit rewards. Bing! 20 merit rewards. Plus a cool heal. Numinous Grace. Self plus pets full heal. Tapping into Numinous Grace will allow you to completely heal yourself and any of your pets. However, it can only be used a few times before it's exhausted. That's pretty handy for a mastermind. And we're out. Yeah. I mean, for this empathy, that might come in handy in case of emergency. Bust all my, bump up all the heals for my pets. Now we're gonna call our Merc contact, and yeah, he's thanking us for the deal. And that was good. So that was it. That was Who Will Die Chapter 2 on a Mastermind at plus 4 times 6 settings. Plus 4 times 6, I tend to run that on most of my MMs. It's doable and it's rewarding enough without being freaking overwhelming. Now, but times 8, that would have taken forever. We could have done it, but God, that would have been horrible. But anyway, have a great night. I was just kind of blowing off some steam, and this was kind of a random thing I wanted to do. Have a great, great, great evening. I'm going to bed. Bye, y'all.